पूछे रहे जो तेरे खत से इरादे, तो ये फलक मगरूर बेबस हो के तेरे याद दिखेगा मजबूर।
Good evening, all of you. So it's really Tumdana celebration for all of us. We have completed all the base building topics. Yes. Now it's a very smooth journey, except last when we are going to do exemption. Exemption, it's not difficult, but kuch to chhant ke padenge. Hai na? Okay. Some of you were missing the class yesterday. Some might miss the class tomorrow, being a festival holiday. So lots and lots of wishes to all of you for yesterday festival, for tomorrow. But we are taking class every day because a lot of schedule is there for the offline classes, for the marathons, for the MTPs yet to be recorded, right? Okay. So like this song is very energetic. Thaan liya, you know. I know some of you may not understand because it's in Hindi. So once you decide, once you set the right intention, then the situations, the environment, the people will definitely help you. But you should not doubt your intention. You should have crystal clear vision of how you see yourself after 3 years when you qualify, for that in final and for that in inter, and this group is going to get over. Okay, right. Good evening, all of you. Okay, so promise some of you who have missed the lecture yesterday will cover up because the emphasis was on problems which are asked in exam. They'll give you a list of items, whether ITC is allowed or not. That they can combine and ask you output minus input. Okay, how many of you got the correct answer for problem number 20? And how much time did you take to complete one homework problem? I think not more than 7 to 10 minutes. Yes, have you done it? Anyone who's realizing, oh, I तो forgot क्योंकि दीप्ति मैम तो homework दे ही नहीं रहे ना, तो लिखो. Next to where you are studying, you should have a diary where you can empty all your thoughts. ये करना है, वो करना है, in your personal work, in your professional studies work, and then when you empty your mind, you can do quality good study. Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you. I want all of you who are still watching live and not liking to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Very soon we are going to take the total income problems of DT. Now listen, all of you. We have done all the base building chapters which are mandatorily asked. Levy of supply, the parameters of supply, time of supply, value of supply. Then what we did, input tax credit. Huh? So these are all the first volume topics which are base building topic. Now topics are super duper scoring in exam. Registration, I want you all to divide it into two parts. Registration has section 25 to 30. 23 से sorry 30 तक अभी आएगा आपके सामने notes and all. But how you have to study is who should take the registration, who should not take registration, compulsory registration, voluntary registration. So like that 2-3 sections, study it very thoroughly and try to answer the questions tomorrow. We'll take up just 4 to 5 questions today. Remaining all 15 questions we'll be doing tomorrow. I've given a lot of examples here because how registration is asked is so easy. I hope you all have taken the printout of ITC because it has got the past exam questions there also. Registration questions, we'll do it tomorrow. Along with the sections and rules of the registration, they have also given the procedure for the registration, procedure for the cancellation, procedure for the revocation. So that procedure you don't have to learn. Just remember important bits of that, like what are the core areas, what are non-core areas. because that's what asked is MCQ. Okay, when you will go into GST practice, you will get all the instruction sheet, everything in detail on the, what do you call it, on the portal. Like, so us procedure ka they are not going to ask you direct question. Followed all of you what I'm saying? Shall we begin with one of the very easy topic but important, again, weightage of 4 marks. And the beautiful aspect of 4 marks is it's not a single question of value of supply 4 marks or ITC 8 marks. It is 4 bits 4 marks from registration chapter. Should he go for registration? Can he cancel the registration? When he liable to pay tax from the date of registration or from the date he was liable? Like that, simple basic questions are asked. Okay, right. So directly I'm sharing the notes today. Generally I go into notebook, write the concept, then we read the notes, then we apply. 3-way we go. Here 3-way is not required. I think 2-way is enough. Still, if you feel some important pointers you want to write, definitely. But आज रिवर्स करेंगे, आज एंड में लिखेंगे. ठीक है, चलो अभी तो यही करते हैं. See, I've already given in bold the sections which are very important for exam. But that doesn't mean, dear students, that you will not study the remaining sections. Because I'll exactly tell you what question they will ask in exam is, Aadhaar authentication is mandatory for registration of GST. See, when I'm starting the topic, I want to talk little few things which are like repeatedly asked in exam. For GST registration, mandatory you need PAN card. Because PAN is 10 digit and ahead of it and after that put together 15 digit is your GSTN number. Next time you go to supermarket, you buy dairy milk or biscuit packet or shampoo or anything, just see their GST registration number, their invoice and all. So it's 15 digit GST registration number. In that 10 digits are your PAN. तो पैन तो होना जरूरी है. But now we all know section 139 AA in income tax, which is asked already 2 times in exam, and it says that PAN and Aadhaar, what do you call it, क्या करना है, दोनों को word भूल जा रही हूँ मैं. What do you say? You have to authenticate and correlate your PAN and Aadhaar. There's a beautiful term for that in income tax. I missed out. Anyhow, so you have to authenticate your Aadhaar. Okay. Now, for GST registration, PAN is required. Along with PAN, Aadhaar authentication. So now here, there is a concept called as deemed registration. They say that if your Aadhaar authentication is not done, then your registration is not valid. Okay. Suppose you don't have Aadhaar and you have applied for Aadhaar, then what documents you can submit, because Aadhaar is not there, and without Aadhaar authentication, the GST certification won't be given. So in that case, you can, this is a very recent amendment, so I'm talking in the beginning. They'll say give the Aadhaar application number. You have to apply for Aadhaar. Agar nahi hai to possible hi nahi hai, to apply karo and give that. And along with that, give one more proof for your identity, your passport, your driving license, and so on. It's all there in the material, but these are the simple things. Now, all of you know how much like high-tech city in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, they have IT. Mumbai, they have one sector, which is called as SEZ. Like in Gujarat, we have Gift City. Okay. There, for Gujarat, they have started that in GST, Aadhaar authentication will be done with the biometric system. I hope you remember when you take a prepaid mobile card also, they'll ask you to put thumb. So with the thumb, easily they can identify, because when we went to get the Aadhaar, they have taken our thumb, they have taken the eye retina, number, photograph, many things. So with this biometric, they can authenticate that Aadhaar is not fake. Are you getting? मैम आप स्टार्टिंग से तो नहीं पढ़ा रहे, बट ये एग्जाम में आएगा 110%. Whenever there's a small procedural amendment, they will give from registration. And the next topic, that is e-way bill, your records, documents, literally theory question. When they introduced e-way bill, write a short note in e-way bill. When they started e-invoice, okay, above this turnover, e-invoice. When they started IFF, invoice furnishing facility, it is used for QRPM model, तो वो पूछ लिया. So like this, documentation and all the chapters, small questions are there, but please don't miss out. Weightage wise, I think in 1.5 year 2 class mein registration ho jayega, and it is worth doing. Okay, right. Some definitions are there because they say an agriculturist. You remember in income tax they say section 10(1) says that agricultural income in India is exempt. But if you receive agricultural income from Sri Lanka, it's going to be taxable in income from other sources. Same way for agriculturist, no GST registration. He is exempt. Write down. If a person is doing farming activity in India, he is not liable to take GST registration. Coming 40 minutes, registration lu, na lu. Registration lu, na lu. Is this clear to all of you? Right? So who is an agriculturist who need not take registration? GST. Forget their, by just doing farming of rice, they can have turnover of crores of rupees. Still no. Agriculturist means an individual HUF undertakes cultivation of land by own labor. Either he himself is doing farming or by help of the family or by servants or wages in cash on kind hired under personal supervision of any member of the family. समझ में आ रहा है? Either he is doing farming himself or his family members are doing farming, or he is doing farming through third people. He is hiring the farm labor and getting the work done, he or his family members. Then their income is not liable to GST, no GST registration. But listen, a farmer who is growing wheat, later on, he has made his own wheat brand, like Kohinoor wheat rice, Kohinoor basmati rice, ऐसे होता है ना? So he did his own branding and then he's trading the wheat also. Now should he get the registration? Yes or no? He's growing basmati rice is no problem. But now he's branding and trading also in the secondary market. Is he liable for GST registration? Answer is yes. So in this chapter, if I have given 10 examples, dear students, they are as good as 10 questions. और इतना मजा आएगा, I'm telling you, you will say, ma'am, this is such a beautiful, lighter topic after that blocked mind with the blocked credit, है ना? जो कल पढ़ा था. चलो. Appellate authority means an authority to hear the appeals in GST. Fixed establishment means the place which is characterized. So if they have a fixed place in India, like, non-resident taxable person who comes in India and sells something, he may not physically come. I told you the example of Zoom and many other cases. Like I have taken to store all my videos, I have taken paid cloud storage in the Google Drive. So Google Drive is not from India, but are they giving services in India? Yes. So do they have fixed establishment in India? Yes, then they have to get registration. If not, they are called as non-resident taxable person. ये सबका detail आ गया आएगा. Principal place of business means place of business specified as principal place, like your head office or your corporate office. And principal place of business is also called many times as PPOB. Ma'am, exam में कुछ तो PPOB आया था. Array, it was principal place of business. Do you need to get registered? Yes. Along with this, if you have APOB, another place of business, I may have principal place of business in Hyderabad, but I may have my godowns in Gatkesar and Warangal and nearby places to Hyderabad. So do I need to show all that in my registration? Answer is yes. Once you take registration, you have to show all your godowns, owned, rented, depots, delivery place, all. Okay? Proper officer. This whole chapter, me being supplier or recipient or SSE, department means the proper officer. GST department को ये पूरे chapter में क्या बोला गया है ये लिखो यहाँ पे, proper officer. Are you all having the hard copy printout? Then you can solve the answers also here. Proper officer in relation to function performed under Act means commissioner or officer of the central tax who is assigned the function by the commissioner. Okay, so commissioner level officers are called as proper officer, who will give the registration under GST, who will cancel, who will suspend, and so on. Registered person means a person who is registered under section 25 but does not include a person having unique number. Now, who are the people who have unique number? These are like temporary registration आएगा. अगर आपको कहीं TRN दिख रहा है बुक में तो what is that? Temporary registration number. Once you make application for registration, I should give you, okay, your application is accepted with TRN. You know how you buy a vehicle and you get temporary registration plate, right? So that is the registration valid for 1 month and all. When you go to RTO office, you get your permanent number. Tax period means the period for which return is filed, maybe monthly, maybe quarterly, and taxable person who is liable to get registered in 20 and 24. Now look at these sections. Person who is liable for registration once he crosses the threshold limit. Ma'am, what is threshold limit? अभी पढ़ेंगे ना, MCQ हर बार एक आता है fix. So person who is liable for registration, okay, when he crosses threshold limit, section 22. Compulsory registration, forget about your turnover. These people, compulsory you have to get yourself registered. Okay, section 24. Follow? So person who are liable to register, compulsory registration. In between is person who are not liable for registration. You can literally close your eyes and say, suppose I am a supplier. Yesterday also we did that. Section 17, subsection 3. Suppose I am a supplier and I am supplying, I am giving transport service to companies who are paying the tax on RCM. Who am I? Supplier. Do I have to pay the tax? No. I'm giving service to whom? Corporates. Who is paying the tax to government? Recipient, that is corporate under RCM. So should I go for registration? Not required. Ma'am, but still can I go voluntary registration? Yes, you can. But person who are not liable for registration means these people can skip registration. Who are liable for registration? 22. 24 is compulsory. ये तीन में ही questions भी आते हैं. MCQ 2 marks, question and answer generally 3 marks. 5 marks is the weightage of this easy topic, and this topic you need not repeat. How many of you have missed yesterday the class and have covered up? Then you know it. I did say कि एक बार फिर से revise करना ITC because it is very important. Weightage is 8 marks. So study it repeatedly. इसको जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है? Section 25 is procedure for registration. You apply and you upload and blah blah. 26 is deemed registration. I applied for registration. Department is not taking action. In 30 days, neither they cancelled nor they revoked. Deemed. You are assumed to be the registered supplier. Special provisions for registration of CTP and NTP. Compulsory. ये 3 marks में कभी कभी तो 2 marks का यही पूछ लेते हैं. CTPR, I didn't give the definition here because I've already covered it in the earlier chapters. So I didn't want it to repeat the same definition. Casual taxable person. I am a registered supplier in Hyderabad. Is the flow of class different and clear? Yes. रूटीन में हम ऐसे नहीं पढ़ते थे. मैं सीधा नोट्स लिखाती हूँ. Then I say you write it. Then I read it. Then I apply. Those were like base building topics. This is the popcorn topic. Suno. Casual taxable person कौन है? Because every now and then I'll be calling it as CTP. Okay. So I am a registered person. I'm having my own boutique in Hyderabad and I deal with that. Now there's a 1 week exhibition going on in New Delhi or Mumbai, and I go there to take part in the exhibition in Mumbai. Now Mumbai comes in Maharashtra. Maharashtra says, Dipti ma'am, you have sold here. I said, but I came and I've sold there. It's not interstate supply. But आपने यहाँ पे सेल तो किया ना, तो Maharashtra government is saying, okay, we want tax. I said, okay, but I'm not registered in Maharashtra. I hope one basic thing I'll say and read it in notes, but now also you should know is GST registration is state-wise. Though on pan-India basis you have to check the turnover, but it is state-wise. So I am a registered supplier in Hyderabad, Telangana. But then I have done 1 week business in Mumbai. So Mumbai GST department will say you are a CTP, casual taxable person. Before your exhibition starts, 5 days before that, take the registration. 5 दिन के पहले registration ले लेना. And you are not a permanent supplier in Maharashtra. So on estimated basis, whatever is going to be your sales, on that, whatever is the GST rate, pay that tax as advance. Clear to all of you what is casual taxable person? Like in Hyderabad also, we have one of the biggest industrial fair in January. So we have a lot of handicraft and all coming from Kashmir and selling their products here. Will they have to pay tax to Telangana government? Yes. Same thing will not be taxable again in their state. Huh? कोई भी चीज पे ना income tax ना GST, nowhere there is double taxation. So am I opening up one by one petal today? Huh? Lot of examples I'll give. So abhi to I am only in terms. Clear what is casual and what is non-resident taxable person. Person who is giving goods or services from outside India. Like you can say you're buying some from some online portal, Amazon or Netflix or Zoom or Google Drive. As I said, I'm paying them the taxes. So they have to charge the GST and they have to collect the GST. And on that, it's going to be paying tax in India. Whatever is their turnover in India. Okay? Right. So CTP, NRTP, actually, I don't know how many of you can correlate now. Today's class is like in the very first class I did say registration, ITC, I am leaving because these are the name of the chapters. So now exactly we have come there. Okay? Chalo. Registration under any taxation is necessary for identification of the taxpayer. See how when you register to ICMAI as Cost Accounting Institute or ICAI, you get your SRO number. So all your fees payment, your application, your queries, everything is with your student registration number. Like that GST registration number, advantages, legally recognized as supplier if I am registered, proper accounting of taxes paid on input output. I'll be a part of input output chain. See, if I'm a registered person and I'm willing to sell it to Nirja, she will buy from me because I'll be able to pass on her credit. If I'm unregistered, then I cannot pass on. I'm breaking the chain. So if you have got a choice to buy the goods from a registered or unregistered for furtherance of business, you'll obviously buy it from registered. So they can pass on the credit. These are the advantages. Just read it, it's enough. This one is important for MCQs. बहुत मतलब बहुत ज्यादा important. 5 star KitKat सब खिला दो इसको. Every supplier of goods and services is required to obtain registration. Section 22. Those who are liable for registration. When he makes taxable supply, if his aggregate turnover exceeds. So now I'm checking which turnover, aggregate turnover. Ma'am, is this the same aggregate turnover we did in section 10 in the composition? Aggregate turnover, if it exceeds 150 lakhs, you cannot go for composition. And in those states, if it exceeds 75 lakhs, wahi wala. So if your aggregate turnover exceeds 10 lakhs for the supply of goods or services in 4th northeastern states, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, northeastern states. Okay, 20 lakhs during a financial year for supply of goods and services in 6 specified states. What is the limit? 20 lakhs. Okay, right. So what are those states? I have made this word as muspat. You know, dishum we call in Hindi as muspat, muspat. So Meghalaya, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Puducherry, Pondicherry is now Puducherry, Arunachal Pradesh and Telangana. These are the 6 states where if you are supplying goods and services up to 20 lakhs, then also you are liable for registration. Okay. Then 20 lakhs during a financial year for the supplier of goods and services in all the other states. So for goods and if you are selling goods also, if you are supplying services also, what's the limit? 20 lakhs. But instead of 20 lakhs, this will be 40 lakhs for supplier exclusively of the goods intrastate. Ma'am, if I sell one bill also interstate, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? You are liable for compulsory registration. Section 24. Right now we are in section 22, which says who is liable for registration. It is called, dear students, little softer section. 24 is dominating, overriding 22. मुझे नहीं पता what is the turnover. Compulsory you have to register. Who says that? 24. Right now we are in 22. 22 says if your turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, in Meghalaya, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Puducherry, Arunachal Pradesh, Telangana, and for supply of goods and services in all the other states, it is 20 lakhs. 4 states, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, 10 lakhs. 40 lakhs only if you are not supplying services but only supplying goods. Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, and in all other states. Okay. Now this is a recent addition. ये पहले नहीं था, अभी ऐड हुआ है. क्या है देखो, 40 lakhs. अच्छा, what about यहाँ पे लिखना है तो लिख दो interstate sales. Even if it is less than 20 lakhs or ये states के लिए less than 40 lakhs, still taxable. Interstate sales less than 20 lakhs, less than 40 lakhs तो भी taxable होगा. हाँ, interstate sale of goods. 20 lakhs is for supplier of goods and services or only services. Ma'am, if I am only a service provider, then 20 lakhs. 4 states, 10 lakhs. 40 lakhs. I know those who are listening for the first time, you may be little confused. So give yourself time. Ask me to revise again. इसको ना break कर करके बार बार hi hello बोलना पड़ेगा. तो ये clear हो जाएगा. Now, what are the cases wherein 40 lakhs limit is not applicable? Person required for compulsory registration. Person engaged in manufacturing of 5 notified goods. See, these people cannot go for composition. Ice cream, edible ice, pan masala, tobacco, aerated waters, and recently added is manufacturers of fly ash bricks, building bricks, roof tiles are ineligible for composition scheme. They cannot go for composition scheme and they cannot go for section 22. Ma'am, then means what? They will be registered. उनको ये limits applicable नहीं है 40 lakhs वाला. Followed. So if I am selling aerated water, tobacco products, and if my turnover is 13 lakhs also, am I liable for registration? Yes. The more problems we practice, it will be very clear. Trust me, when I'm saying I'm going to do 20 problems, but पहले आज flow में एक procedure पढ़ तो लें कल और apply करेंगे. Person engaged in making intrastate supplies in 10 states. Okay. So those 10 states, 6 Muspat and northeastern state, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland. Here the limit is 20 lakhs only for goods and services, and for 4 states 10 lakhs. I hope you are getting. 40 lakhs limit is for all the other states other than these 10. What do you mean by 40 lakhs? 40 lakhs limit तक registration की जरूरत नहीं है if you are supplying only goods and not services. Person who has opted for voluntary registration or such registered person who intends to continue with the registration. Sometimes you are not required for registration but you want to go for voluntary registration. जाओ 40 lakhs limit के नीचे ही चले जाओ. 13 lakhs, 30 lakhs, go do the registration. किसने रोका है आपको? So these people 40 lakhs limit is not applicable. I'm here only just 2 minutes. I'll bring my water bottle. आप देखो and please ask your doubts. If your doubt is long, you cannot type, you can unmute and speak up in class. Online students should also comment. All clear. Today's topic is very easy actually, but as a teacher, I know how stressed it is. You know, when you solve those questions, ऐसे चलो एक ITC का problem आप करो, so we get a break. आज तो continue बोलना है. Tell me it is all clear, then I'll go ahead. These limits of the states. I'll show you some examples from the institute's material tomorrow. Purposely, this class is divided. You know, I can take one marathon for registration, but you will understand everything what I teach, but you will not learn. Okay? So what is the turnover of goods and services limit for 4 states? 10 lakhs. Remaining 6 states, 20 lakhs. For all other states also 20 lakhs, but only if you are supplying goods. Then that too intrastate, then it is 40 lakhs. Correct है? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Right. This 40 lakhs limit is, see, I have boldly given intrastate because in exam, every exam they give registration and the silly mistake students make it, ma'am, turnover 32 lakhs hai na? No, no registration. But out of all the turnover, if one turnover is also interstate, forget it, you have to take registration. So what are the exceptions when 40 lakhs limit is not required? Person required to take compulsory registration. Person who is manufacturing 5 notified goods. Now here twice I can literally remember because I've corrected mock test papers and I had to minus the marks. They said person engaged in trading of ice cream, pan masala, tobacco. What will be the limit? आप सोच के बोलो. Ramlal is a person who is engaged in trading pan masala, ice cream, and edible ice, tobacco. Okay, he's trading these items. What is the threshold limit for him? I want the answer from you all. ये question 2 बार आया है. बोलो. You understood what did I ask you all? See, this is a practice batch. So obviously I'll give many examples. We will solve many questions. Had it been like मैराथन रिविजन नो, बस सिर्फ मैं बोलते जा रही कॉन्सेप्ट. And actually students like that. Even my own viewership, if I see in the YouTube, November 23, honestly I'm saying it's too good when I do marathon. Student enjoy one by one revision. But how can you just rely on the revision? Deepti ma'am is doing 100% revision. But उसको apply करके एग्जाम में तो you have to solve question ना बेटा. हाँ मैं वेट कर रही हूँ. क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आया. Ramlal is a person who is trading in pan masala, tobacco, edible ice. What is the threshold limit for registration? 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs? Great. Very prompt answer, Satish. Absolutely great. God bless you. 40 lakhs is the correct answer. Ma'am, just now you said 40 lakhs limit is not applicable. That is for whom? Manufacturer. What is the twist I made in exam? Ramlal is a trader. If you're a trader in these items, then routine limit is applicable, 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs limit is not applicable if you are a manufacturer of these 5 notified goods. And these 5 notified goods, may if you are a manufacturer, you can't even go for composition scheme. और ज्यादा कंफ्यूज हो गए एग्जाम्पल लिखने से या समझने से? हाँ, okay. Now every time I'm telling you that if your turnover crosses 10 lakhs, all, which turnover I'm talking? Aggregate turnover. So aggregate turnover definition is same what we have studied in 3rd chapter and 4th chapter. Aggregate turnover means aggregate value of the taxable supplies, exempt supplies, export, interstate supply, having the same PAN computed on all India basis, but it does not include the tax part, CGST, SGST, IGST, the value of inward supply. Now this is common sense. If on my inward supply I am paying the tax under RCM, it's my purchases. तो टर्नओवर में आने का सवाल ही नहीं है. ये नहीं भी बोलते तो भी स्टूडेंट शुड नो. And value of the exempt supply of services provided by way of loans. If I'm giving loans and all, and if I'm getting interest, that is not taken. Man, when there is no tax on exempted supply, export, exempted supply also includes nil rate, zero rate. So why they are taking this in the aggregate turnover to calculate this limit? Jaldi you should come in registration and you should start paying GST. Simple. Huh. But once your aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs and you're liable for registration, do you have to pay GST on 20 lakhs? No. If it has got 12 lakhs taxable turnover, 8 lakhs exempt turnover, GST किस पे pay होगा? 12 lakh pay. But for calculation, we will take say 12 and 18 both. You want me to write this example in notebook or clear? Aggregate turnover for checking the threshold limit, 10 lakhs 4 states, 20 lakhs other states, 40 lakhs only for goods. For checking that limit, you have to take all khich-pich, all hodgepodge, sab le lo. Your taxable turnover, exempted, nil rate, zero rate, non-taxable, export, all, interstate, all on pan-India basis for the same registered supplier. आपके all the branches, principal place, सब ले लो. Okay, but once you come into the registration, will you pay the tax on all? No. Then you will pay tax on taxable turnover. Is my example clear? 12 lakhs is the taxable turnover. 18 lakhs is exempt. Am I liable for registration? Yes. Yeah, I'm giving teaching service. So services के लिए limit कितना है? 20 lakhs. तो ये तो exceed हो गया. But then GST will be charged on what? Only 12 lakhs. If a person with place of business in different state across India has one branch in a specified category state, then threshold limit will be reduced. ये आगे example के साथ भी आएगा, but बहुत beautiful है. Suppose I have one of the head office in Mumbai and one of the branch in Manipur. एक भी branch if I am having in Manipur, for my pan India basis, what's the turnover limit? 10 lakhs. Only this part you write the duration in YouTube next time when your threshold limit starting from this minute. It will be a very beautiful Guru Dakshina for me and for all other students, because this part is asked superbly again and again in MCQ. ठीक है, चलो. Aggregate turnover का definition clear है? Aggregate turnover of person having same PAN is to be computed. Say Don has two offices, one in Telangana and Mumbai. So Don is liable for registration if all the turnover exceeds 20 lakhs. Outward supplies taxed on reverse charge basis. Okay. Outward supplies taxed on reverse charge basis to be included in the supplier of even though the tax is paid by receiver. मैम ये कितनी बार बोला है आपने? ITC में बोला, लेवी में बोला, सप्लाई में बोला. From second chapter I've been saying, if I am a supplier who's supplying the goods on which recipient is paying tax on RCM, recipient will take ITC, but this is my supply, my turnover. In my aggregate turnover in exempt supply, we will include this also. Roshan Limited pays GST on director sitting fees on RCM basis. The value of supplies provided by director will be included in the aggregate turnover of the directors. Directors total gross receipt में include होगा services provided. Though RCM में who is paying the tax? Roshan Limited. Aggregate turnover to include all the supplies made on behalf of principal. You remember, agent comes in the line of supply. I am an agent. I sell on my own, and on behalf of principal also I am selling, and billing is done through me. I am as good as included in the supply chain. Am I also liable for registration? Yes. Aggregate turnover shall include all the supplies made by taxable person in his own account or principal or agent. Jethalal has been appointed Bhide as its agent. All the supplies of good made by Bhide on his own. Bhide is selling on his own. Also as an agent of Jethalal. Whatever he is selling as an agent for Jethalal, if billing is done directly in the name of Jethalal, then no problem. You remember what I am talking about? If anyone doesn't remember, please write down. Deemed supply. Schedule 1 in your section 7. So my turnover will include my own personal turnover plus the turnover of my employer. Supply of goods by job work to be included in the supplies of principal and not job worker. Obviously, this is my product. Okay, say this dupatta is my product. I am selling it. But this was cream in color. I have sent it to a job worker for dyeing purpose. So he dyed it into blue and red and he has given it back to me. Now, is this my turnover or my job worker's turnover? My turnover. I'm just reminded of that VAT and excise duty, which was so complicated for job worker. Because kabhi kya hota hai, we send the goods to job worker. Okay, we have made the dupatta. Now you do the dyeing, and from after dyeing, pack it and send it directly to the customer. हाँ, पर अब ये सब rules में आप बाद में पढ़ो. Aggregate turnover versus turnover in state. This is very simple. Aggregate turnover is pan-India basis. Turnover is in the state is that turnover on which you have to pay GST. No centralized registration. Market very important for true and false and MCQ. Though we are checking PAN-based registration limit India-wise, but no GST registration is centralized. GST registration is, I want all of you to write it. मैम आगे तो लिखा है तो भी लिखो. GST registration is state-wise. GST registration is state-wise. For existing registered person, every person who on the day immediately preceding appointed day is registered or holds a license shall be liable to be registered under this act with effect from appointed day. So when they have shifted from the VAT to GST, existing registered people also they had to take the registration. Transfer of business, transferee to obtain fresh registration. This we have seen in ITC also. Yeah, but can ITC be passed on? Yes. If it was a proprietary business of Shyamlal and Shyamlal is deceased and he has only one son, Mohan, who is doing business, Mohan can take the ITC of Shyamlal as legal heir. But of course, he has to close the registration of Shyamlal and obtain fresh registration. Can someone tell me why like that? Why can't he continue with the same registration? I'm giving too many examples, पर orally clear है क्या लिखूं? यही एग्जाम में आएंगे, एग्जाम्पल ही आएंगे. Today little strain already I'm having in my throat and it's like this registration class is कि मुझे ही बोलना है. Nothing is there I can say, just 5 minutes I'll sit and you will read. So till the time I can carry on, I will rest. We will do it tomorrow. हाँ, बोलो. Is my example clear to you? ध्यान से सुनो. And I want everyone to answer. How is the feeling when you answer it? Even if it is wrong or even if it is correct, your confidence is getting boosted only. So, sab answer देंगे. If you're watching recording, some of the students are working till 7, 8, then they message me, we are watching recording every day consistently, promise. रोज सुबह रोज का lecture देख रहे हो, pending नहीं रख रहे हो, then it's going to really bring awesome result. My example says, Shyamlal was a registered supplier. He's deceased. His proprietary business is taken over by his son Mohan. Mohan can take ITC. कल ही बताया था ना आपको, सेल, amalgamation, demerger, change of constitution. ITC is passed on. But the section 23, which we are talking right now, is saying that Shyamlal's registration is to be cancelled and Mohan will have to take fresh registration. Is it correct? Yes or no? When he is doing the same proprietary business, Ambika Traders. Shyamlal भी वही नाम से चला रहा था, मोहन भी Ambika Traders, because it has got a goodwill, you know. Firm के नाम की बहुत goodwill होती है. So then the question is, why do we need to change the registration? I want the answer from you. नहीं बताया दीप्ति मैम ने कि आज बहुत सारी सरप्राइज टेस्ट होगी. अरे दे दो, पास हो जाओगे. आई एम टेलिंग यू, इट्स लाइक driving a vehicle. How many times do you drive a vehicle saying, oh, this Honda Activa 90 kg, this bike 130 kg? Do you carry the weight? It's going on automatic mode. आगे वाले ने राइट इंडिकेटर बताया, हम अपने आप थोड़ा लेफ्ट हो जाते, बोलना पड़ता है, अरे दीप्ति लेफ्ट ले, लेफ्ट ले. नो. So trust, that is not over confidence, that is genuine confidence. बोलो. Same registration or new registration? First of all, answer. These are questions only. ये चैप्टर में आप बोलो उतने क्वेश्चन मैं बना दूं, 20, 25, 30, 3 डजन, कितने क्वेश्चन? Okay, agreed. All of you gave the correct answer that Mohan will have to take new registration. Why? Same business, same name, same ITC. Why he needs to take new registration? There's something which I want all of you to click in your mind. Tuck होना चाहिए. Because the owner is changing, beta. That is also correct. Anyone else wants to give the reason? No. Answer is no need to take the registration is wrong, beta. It is कि I don't know what's the chat का setting क्या है कि ना मुझे ये सब direct message आ रहे हैं. I want to make this like a classroom feel. Everyone can see each other's chat. I think that is better. Okay. So answers are no need to take the registration, same registration, new registration. Then the answer is Mohan will have to take new registration. I started my class. GST is a PAN based registration. PAN number is 10 digit alphanumeric. GST number आगे पीछे पूरे numeric मिला के 15 digit number. In that 10 digit is your PAN. So Shyamlal has gone. His PAN is not valid. So Mohan will take the same business. He can take the input tax credit, but he'll have to obtain fresh registration because his PAN card number is different. Reasoning is logically clear or not? ये टॉपिक में आपको 4 आउट ऑफ 4 मिलेंगे 100%. इतना इजी और स्कोरिंग है, प्रोवाइडेड आप ग्रांटेड लेके स्किप ना कर दे. Yeah, ma'am, I studied everything in DT except registration and documentation. Documentation, I'll make it super easy for all of you. कल लिखेंगे हम. डॉक्यूमेंटेशन के लिए मैं ना पूरा लिखा दूंगी आपको. टैक्स इनवॉइस क्या है, टैक्स रिसीट क्या है, वाउचर क्या है. चलो. So he'll have to take the fresh registration. Why, beta? Where a business carried on by taxable person under this act on own account or succession is taken over by transferee as the case may be, he shall be registered with effect from date of transfer or succession. यहाँ पे लिख दो ना, as PAN is changing. Why is fresh registration necessary, बेटा? Because दोनों का PAN कार्ड क्या हो रहा है, चेंज हो रहा है. PAN is changing, no, for Shamlal and his son Mohan. Okay, these are all basics. Transfer to scheme pursuant to demerger, transferee is liable for date of registration from the date he gets order. You know, the MCA, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, says, okay, from today, we recognize this firm AB as demerged into A and B. So this date, they have to cancel the old registration of AB and they have to get 2 new registrations of A Limited and B Limited. Registration required only for a place of business from where taxable supply takes place. However, a supplier is not liable to obtain registration in a state or union territory where he makes exempt or non-taxable. इसके लिए एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल हम लिखेंगे. ओके, महाराष्ट्र में माई टैक्सेबल टर्नओवर, महाराष्ट्र में माई टैक्सेबल टर्नओवर of goods and services is say 16 lakhs. ठीक है, महाराष्ट्र में my taxable turnover is say 16 lakhs. Okay, and next is Madhya Pradesh. I'm selling petrol which is exempt. 5 lakhs. What is my aggregate turnover? 21. You want me to write these examples in notebook or you are able to write? देखो, वो ऐसे स्प्रेड होके ब्लर्ड हो जा रहा कि दिख रहा है? Quick reply. You want to write in notebook or okay? Chat box is otherwise very active today. So Maharashtra, what is my taxable turnover? 16 lakhs. Madhya Pradesh, I'm just selling petrol. What's my turnover? 5 lakhs. And it is exempt. So what is my aggregate turnover? 20 lakhs. Am I liable to register? Answer is yes. Because you are dealing in goods and services and your turnover is exceeding. Now Maharashtra का महाराष्ट्र में I'm selling, MP का MP में. Don't say हाँ मैम interstate sale है. Interstate sale है तो you are liable to register. This is intrastate. Why am I liable to register? What is aggregate turnover? Taxable supply, exempt supply, all. But do I need to register MP also? No. Arey, once registered, register for all. That doesn't apply. There is no blindfold concept here. I'm registering Maharashtra because my aggregate turnover exceeded 20 lakhs. But I'm not a registered person in MP because I'm selling exempt product, alcoholic liquor for human consumption, petrol, जिसपे GST है ही नहीं. Is the example clear to all of you? Further, with a state and entity with different branches would have single registration when it can declare One place as principal place of business and others as additional place of business. Separate registration in respect of different business vertical. Now, you know what are different business vertical? For example, I am having a restaurant also in Mumbai and I am having a Raymond showroom also in Mumbai. Now, am I doing two different business? Yes. Ma'am, you said no, within Mumbai, within the same state, I can have one registration state-wise. Agreed. But in the same state, if you are having a Raymond showroom and if you are giving a restaurant service, then because these are different businesses, separate registration. However, a business entity having separate registration in a state may obtain separate registration for each of its business. Otherwise, a given PAN-based legal entity would have one registration number. Okay? Goods and services tax identification number GSTIN number रहता है. So for each of the business vertical, you'll have separate number. Business vertical means distinguishable component of an enterprise that is engaged in supply of goods or services which is subject to risk and reward that are different. मुझे लग रहा है ये साइंस की बुक से डेफिनेशन उठा के लाए हैं. यहाँ पे सिंपल लिख दो different nature of business. No one is going to ask you definition. Different nature of business. Is my speed fine? Until now, all the see what I'm teaching right now is very basics and very important. 23, 24, 25, 26 onwards, it's all procedural part. Procedure overall jitna important hai utna hi I will teach you. No need to dive into the form numbers and all. You need not learn rule numbers. Registration under GST is not tax specific. Once you are registered under GST, CGST, SGST, IGST, all is applicable to you. Okay? You can't say you're registered only for CGST and SGST and not IGST. ऐसे नहीं होता. चलो. So we have completed what are the people who are liable for registration. Check up, please. Person who are liable for registration when they exceed their threshold limit. And what's the detailing of aggregate turnover, and PAN wise you will check aggregate turnover, but registration will be state wise. Now 23 I don't want to do now, so related problems also leave aside. Directly I want to go for compulsory registration. Write it over here, theory question. List any 6 examples which are covered under compulsory registration. Forget about your threshold limit. Mandatory, you have to register yourself in the GST. Number 1, person making interstate supply of goods. If it is interstate supply of services, 20 lakhs wala limit applicable hai. But interstate supply of goods hai na, gaya. If must be noted that the central government has granted exemption from registration to make person making interstate supplies of taxable services, handicrafts and all up to 20 lakhs, and in those states, 4 states, 10 lakhs. समझ में आ रहा है आपको मैं क्या पढ़ा रही हूँ? If you are making interstate supply of goods, compulsory registration. Interstate supply of services up to 20 lakhs exempt in those states. 10 lakhs for the 4 states. Casual taxable person where has no fixed place of business from where he wants to make the supply. Okay, so he has to get himself registered. He can make interstate supplies of notified handicraft up to 10 lakhs. तो interstate supply अगर कर रहे हो of goods तो taxable है. But if it is done by casual taxable person, see, this is just look at this. India is nowadays encouraging tourism. Every state tourism ke start, the state handicrafts are also encouraged. So person coming from Kashmir and selling all walnut wood articles in Hyderabad, we want to encourage him. Though he is a casual taxable person in Hyderabad, Telangana, he is from Kashmir. So up to 20 lakhs, no problem. Those 4 states, 10 lakhs, no problem. बाकी तो CTP को registration कराना पड़ेगा. Person who is required to pay tax under RCM should be registered. Means who? Person who is liable to pay tax under RCM means, I want all of you to write here, recipient. He can take the input tax credit, dear students, but he has to be registered. However, a person making exclusive outward supply of taxable RCM is exempt from registration. Common sense. I am supplying only those goods or services in which tax is to be paid by RCM. I don't have to pay. Am I liable to register? Answer is no. कोई जरूरत नहीं है registration की. हाँ, but recipient को 9495 में registration करवाना पड़ेगा. Yes. Person who are required to pay tax under 95, e-commerce operator, website, your Urban Clap and Flipkart, है ना? और क्या क्या है ऐसे ऑनलाइन जो भी है, e-commerce operator, Amazon, all these are liable for registration. Person who are required to deduct TDS, whether or not separately registered. A person who is deducting TDS not under income tax, under section 51 of the GST, he is liable for registration. Person who makes taxable supply of goods or services on behalf of other taxable person, whether as agent or principal, and supplies made by agent. ये मैंने पहले भी आपको बताया कि I am an agent, my name is Bide, वो example दिया ना. I sell on my behalf also and I sell on behalf of Jethalal also. So should I get registered? Yes. Okay. Input service distributor, whether or not separately registered. What do you mean by input service distributor? Like head office. I want all of you to write example. Advertisement expense 10 lakhs. उसके ऊपर 1,20,000 GST they have paid. If you want, you can write, I gave the example of Vijay Sales, Bajaj Sales, कुछ भी ले लो. So Vijay Sales has 6 branches and they have given a full page ad on the day of Ugadi. This offer 10 lakhs full page paper ad, 1,20,000 GST they have paid. And in that they have given 6 branch address. Now head office has got one tax invoice. Can it pass on the ITC to 6 branches? Branches को बोल रहे देखो 10 लाख रुपए हमने पे किए हैं, say 5 branches. You will all have to divide to 2 lakhs and put in your advertisement. Branch will say, ठीक है, if we take 2 lakh, give us the ITC also. Why ITC should lie with head office? Very in-depth but very beautiful example. Clear है यानी input service distributor? So who is input service distributor? Head office, who is taking the ITC and passing on the ITC. Person who supplies goods or services other than supply specified under 95 through the e-commerce operator. Ma'am, e-commerce to aa gaya na. Here e-commerce himself is liable for compulsory registration. Here the supplier who is supplying his goods or products through e-commerce operator, or who is required to collect TDS. However, 20 lakhs limit is applicable in case of suppliers supplying services through e-commerce operator. So like Urban Clap and all where plumber or ये सब available है. So you are a छोटा मोटा plumber. Your turnover is not exceeding 20 lakhs, but you are giving your services through Just Dial and you are giving your services through Urban Clap and all. Are you required to register? No. I hope everyone is clear with this difference. If not, आप mark करो, पढ़ो और वापस पूछो. We are in which section? Section 24. I want all of you to write, oh, section 24 overrides section 22. 22 says, yeah, you are liable to register. 24 says, liable, gaya baad mein. Mandatory, dominating, you have to register. Who? Interstate supply, casual taxable person, RCM में tax pay करना है. E-commerce operator himself. Here, these are the suppliers who are selling through e-commerce operator. So, Amazon is e-commerce operator. Liable for GST registration. Dipti Chheda is having its own book published and selling in Amazon. I am the supplier. If my turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, I have to get registered. Okay? Every e-commerce operator who provides platform to suppliers to supply through it. Okay? Here, those e-commerce operator who are covered under 9.5. Just the list is important. Detail, you have it in final. So even I don't want to go unnecessarily in much detail. Every person supplying online information, data access or retrieval services. बहुत बड़ा नाम है. OIDAR, online information or data access or retrieval services from place outside India other than registered person like Google Drive, Netflix. I told you I have taken online storage for storing my videos and material in the Google Drive. Annually, I have to pay 7,000 rupees rental for that online storage. So, am I getting this online storage service from Google USA? Yeah. Are they liable for registration in India? Yes. In fact, every month, if I have to take live classes through YouTube, I have to take Zoom subscription. Otherwise, directly going to YouTube, beta, you cannot share the screen. ये आपको जो मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ अभी, that is through screen sharing. That is available in Zoom. So Zoom के through, when I am taking the classes, monthly bill I am paying 1,500 to Zoom. On that, do I have to pay GST also? Yes. So, ma'am, but Zoom people never came to India, no? Still they have to pay income tax, yes. Still they have to pay GST, yes. It's through their IPA, Internet Protocol Address. This we study in residential status chapter also. Such person, see, some of you may be thinking, ma'am, this is like a regular class. और ऐसा लग रहा है कि आप पूरा एक एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हो. Not the fast track, then it is very true. Because examples will only help you to correlate and answer it. And such other person as government may decide. Okay? So who are these people? Compulsory registration. Now I'm going to the middle one. Chotu sa. Person who are exempt from registration. No need to take registration. Person making exclusively making the supply of non-taxable or wholly exempt goods or services. Lakhan is selling petrol in state of Punjab. He's not liable for registration because he's selling exempted goods or non-taxable goods. Agriculturalist, to the extent supply of produce. I told you farming is not taxable. Rahini, an agriculturist engaged in cultivation of rice, not liable. But if she starts wheat trading business, will she be liable? Yes. It's only farming pay, she's exempt. So very simple is section 23. Array, you are supplying exempted goods, non-taxable goods, bye-bye. Go home and sleep. No registration required. Government may on recommendation of council specify category of person who are exempt from registration to make interstate supplies of taxable services having turnover not exceeding 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs in 4 states. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. MMNT. But this is only for interstate supply of services. वो भी कितने तक? 20 lakh tak. So for example, those OYO services, hotel services, are these interstate anywhere you can book? No? Yes. Interstate supply of the taxable goods is covered under compulsory registration. This is only about taxable services. Am I going fast or clear? कौन exempt है? Services वाले, even if they are doing interstate. कितने तक? 20 lakhs. 10 lakhs for those 4 states. Person supplying, supplier only engaged in making taxable supplies, total tax on which is liable to paid on RCM basis by the recipient. So he is exempt from registration. Sarang Transport is providing GTA service on which the company is paying tax under RCM. So Sarang को registration लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. CTP, casual taxable person supplying handicrafts good in other states up to 20 lakhs. Exemption is available provided making interstate supply of handicraft up to 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs, those for 4 states. PAN and e-way bill is must. ये MCQ में जाके पूछते हैं. कैसे? I will say it. I'll revise section 23 which is over. Very small, very simple. But पहले कोई doubt है तो आप पूछो. Yes. Say. Read all the list on your own. Okay. Once again, 23 talks about the list of the people who are not liable for registration. If they are just supplying exempted goods, non-taxable goods, no need for registration. Petrol, ATF, diesel, agriculturist है. और या फिर it is doing interstate supply of services but up to 20 lakhs. Or person engaged in making the taxable supplies, the total tax on which is payable under RCM. Or CTAP, casual taxable person supplying handicrafts to other state. Ma'am, you said no interstate supply of goods, तो ₹1 का भी करोगे तो tax होगा. But if it is by a CTP, that too handicrafts, handicrafts की definition और है सब, मैंने brief में दी हूँ, but ठीक है अब नहीं भी पढ़े तो. PAN and e-way bill is must. Okay. So with this, we have completed 3 core important sections. That is section 22, person who are liable for registration. 23, exempt. So jao, gar jao, so jao. 24, compulsory registration. From following information, you are required to determine whether Charlie Limited, incorporated in Telangana, is liable for registration. Intrastate supply of goods chargeable with the GST 5%. Okay. Intrastate. Intrastate supply of goods which is wholly exempt. Tax to nahi lagega. But I am checking aggregate turnover definition. In that I'll take all this. Intrastate supply chargeable to nil rate. Okay, over. On these 3, GST is not there. But will I take all the total? Yes. How much is it coming? 8 and 6, 14 and 5, 19. Aggregate turnover is 20 lakh 1,000. Is he liable for registration? Yes. Because the turnover exceeded 20 lakhs. And he is in those 6 states. Muspet. Muspet. So T stands for Telangana. So what's the limit over there? 20 lakhs. Clear to all of you? Ma'am, these questions are very easy actually. Shall I give you time because I've done a lot of repetition? Problem number 2 खुद से पढ़ो और करो. And here only, you'll study on your own. A and B answer, you type and send me yes or no. A and B के लिए you type and send me yes or no. We'll do many good questions tomorrow. Okay, what's the answer for the A bit? Yes or no? He's liable for registration. Read and answer. जो भी दोगे चलेगा. All should answer, not one or two. करो सब लोग आंसर करो. चलो. Madhav Computers of Gujarat is providing computer maintenance service. Aggregate turnover of the Madhav is 15 lakhs, which comprises both of interstate and intrastate. Is it liable for registration? Yes or no? What is the answer? See, this is application of knowledge. If this you are not able to apply and do, तो फिर आगे आगे पढ़ा के तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. Very good. The answer is very prompt and correct. No registration. No registration because the aggregate turnover is less than 20 lakhs. He's supplying only services, no? So it's less than 20 lakhs. Soft Wings of West Bengal, exclusively trading in garments, supplies its taxable goods in various states of India from its outlet in West Bengal. Okay. So Soft Wings of West Bengal, they are trading in garment, supplies only goods in various states of India from West Bengal. Aggregate turnover is 35 lakh. Only for goods. What is the limit? Okay. Okay, you're right. Only for goods, the limit is 40 lakhs. But now, is he liable for registration? No or yes? Are you comfortable writing the answer I made you write here? No registration is required because this turnover is less than 20 lakh. ये तो ऊपर वाला हो गया. अभी इसका क्या है बोलो? Is Softwings liable to register? Yes or no? What do I assume those who are not participating, not following, beta? Yes or no? Answer is yes. Ma'am, but here the exemption limit is 40 lakhs, correct? Hai? But he's selling to various states, means he's making interstate supply. And for interstate supply, हाँ, what is, अगर एक भी आपने interstate supply किया, तो irrespective of the turnover, you have to register. Yes, as interstate supply. Is it clear to all of you? Did you see there was a very in-depth but beautiful twist in the question? Goods देखते से मैम 40 लाख से कम है ना. Literally when I correct the answer sheet, I feel registration में तो किसी के marks नहीं जाने चाहिए. हाँ? 22 is over. liable for registration. 23 is over, exempt. 24 is dominating. Okay. Now we start with the procedure. We'll do the procedure for registration and then we will stop. Tomorrow we will do, don't think tomorrow you can miss the class because it's the procedure for cancellation, revocation. सबसे ज्यादा क्वेश्चन अभी तक आए हैं कैंसलेशन में से. So cancellation, revocation, and I'll apply these turnover and solve problem from the institute's material also. ठीक है ना? चलो. So procedure for registration. The procedure for registration is as under. This is a very important aspect. I want all of you to write refer time of supply. You remember if invoice is issued on time, then date of invoice and date of payment. If invoice is not issued in time, 30 days and 45 days in case of services, then provision of services or the payment, whichever is earlier. That was picked up from here. And again, third time it will come in the next chapter, invoice. So procedure for obtaining registration is application to be made within 30 days in every state in which person is liable for registration. Once you come to know, dear students, under section 22, your turnover has crossed 40 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs, you are liable for registration. Then within 30 days, you have to make the application. Okay. A CTP and NRTP is liable for to register in every state at least 5 days prior. NRTP and CTP के 3 ही फंडा हैं. Register 5 days prior. Deposit the tax in advance. And your registration is valid only for 90 days. इतने MCQs हैं, इतने खास करके CMA एग्जाम में यही चीज, मतलब इसको ऐसे बिल्कुल गांठ बांध लो. CTP NRTP 5 days के पहले क्या करना है? First time when you are doing the supply, 5 days prior to that you have to register. Who? CTP NRTP. Registration is valid for 90 days and they have to pay the tax in advance. Who? CTP NRTP. Khatam. Okay. But other than these, the people who are liable to pay the tax, they should register within 30 days. If application is made within 30 days, effective date will be the date on which you become liable. This was explained with lot of examples. Screen one minute. Screen sharing what's come. ये हमने ना बहुत सारे examples solve किए थे time of supply में. Today also we are doing, and the same part again will come in invoice, documentation and records. ये देखो. Registration effective from the date on which he becomes liable. Renal is engaged in supply of services in Maharashtra. Turnover exceeds 20 lakhs on 1st September. So the day you are liable to pay the tax, dear students, within 30 days apply. Within 30 days is 1st October. If you apply, then what will be the registration date? 1st September. Ma'am, how does it make a difference if I am getting registration on 1st September or October? Dear students, if you get registration on the date you are liable, no, from there you will get ITC. Otherwise, you will miss and you will get the ITC on 1st October. Are you all with me? It's a very big loss. Don't take it. हाँ ठीक है, आ गए ना registration में, कल करतूं, परसों करतूं. In Hyderabad, तो it is like कल परसों goes on for 3 months, 4 months also. Gone. The loss is then whenever you get registered certificate, that day you are a registered supplier. So these last 3 months you will lose taking the ITC. Simple. Registration part mein, this is important. So I am going slow with sample and problem. When it comes to apply and fill the form and wait 15 days and blah blah, just read it for once, enough. Suppose it applies for registration on 25th of September. Did we apply exactly before 30 days? Yes. And they got the registration on 5th October. Oh, when they got the registration, It's late. But what will be the effective date? 1st September. Take your time. Same example can come third, fourth, fifth time. Have you applied within 30 days? Yeah. Then your date of registration will not be the date when you get certificate. It will be the date you are live. So you can take input tax credit. Aa jao from 1st September, not from 1st October. Is this clear to all of you? Chalo. If application is not made within 30 days, Renal is engaged and the turnover exceeded on 1st September. It is liable for registration in 1st October, but they were in sleep mode. Then they woke up after 1.5 months. 15th October, they applied for registration. Within a week, 28th, they got. What will be the effective registration? 20th October. यहाँ पे लिखो ITC allowed from 20th October. Here ITC allowed from 1st September. I'm waiting. Are the examples clear to all of you? As good as questions. To summarize effective date, where an application is submitted within 30 days from liability, registration will be the date he becomes liable. After 30 days, the date of grant of registration. Determine the effective date of registration under the CGST Act. Whatever sections I am teaching you today, 22, 24, 23, they are all of the CGST Act 2017. Aggregate turnover of Varun Industries of Mumbai has exceeded 20 lakhs on 1st August 2023. It submits the application for registration on 28th of August. Okay. See, 1st August they exceeded the turnover within 20 days and registration granted on 25th. What will be the effective date? 1st August. 1st August will be the effective date. Since application has been submitted within 30 days from the effective date as per section 25 read with rule 10. Rule याद रहते हैं तो ठीक है, नहीं है तो बिल्कुल छोड़ दो. रूल 86 भी याद रखना. 86 भी क्या था, नींद में से उठाए तो याद रहना है, बिकॉज इट्स गोइंग टू कम इन एमसीक्यू. टेल मी व्हाट वाज 86. मैम आज थोड़ा ज्यादा ही डांट रहे, क्या करे. नाउ दिस द वे फॉर द प्रोसीजरल टॉपिक. It's like learn by selection. What is 86B? Even if my input tax credit is 30,000 and I have to pay 20,000 tax, I can't take more than 99% of the tax payable as ITC. Remaining ITC will not lapse, it will carry forward. But 20,000 output tax ka 1% I'll have to pay in cash. Who says this? 86B. See, wherever they felt no little lenient, the registered people are going lagam khich rahe hain. Huh? I was to paying tax, but my supplier was neither paying tax nor filing the return. I am not able to take input tax. So I have to take my own responsibility. I have to pay my own taxes, TDS, TCS. It's not easy to teach, to learn income tax in India. Honestly, I'm saying. Last 2 decades I've been teaching, but can't say how much. TDS ke kitne limits, kitne rates. In income tax, if you tell me, ma'am, can you say in one line what are the 3 important topics we have to repeat? Business head, TDS and deductions. यही स्टूडेंट को टाइम लगता है याद करने के लिए. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? हाँ. So can you say I'm taking my responsibility, ma'am? I don't know about my supplier. Array, your supplier, if he doesn't file the return, you can't take input tax credit. See, understand how it is made. We don't know, dear students, that you all are going to work at what places. I taught one of the students. Last time when I was taking these live series, I was having interviews with my students who had cleared from concept classes, and about booster notes also they spoke so well. So, you know, Harika, one of my students who cleared CA Inter also with me. Later on, she wrote CMA Inter internship. She got rank in CMA final, and then immediately after getting the rank, a very good package, 10 lakhs plus initially, and at a very good government post. Name and all I don't want to reveal. But where you will be working, we don't know. So at least topic like this, some common logic also we should know. ठीक है ना? Which section you want me to explain again, बेटा? This section तो मैं आगे बढ़ गई, मैं chat देख तो रही हूँ पर कहीं कहीं chat में सो जा रहा है. Which section can you say? Shall we do the next question? Acha, answer you have to write this much, not the way Dipti ma'am is writing, one liner. No, no. Tarun Peripherals are providing services of internet in Nagpur. Aggregate turnover exceeded 20 lakhs on 25th September. Go and get yourself registered within 30 days. It submits applicant for registration on 27th October. Registration is granted on 5th. What will be the date? 5th. Because 30 days ke andar you have not applied, registration shall be effective on the date when it is granted. That is 5th. ठीक है? Chalo. Clear to all of you? Yeah, which part of the section is not clear? Say, I'll re-explain. Registration, if you apply within 30 days, then date on which he becomes liable is the effective date of registration. If you don't apply within 30 days, the date you get the registration. Sure. Registration for composition levy. If one of the business verticals of taxable person is paying tax under normal, section 9, no other can go for composition. Can I say, okay, I will go for composition in Maharashtra, but Chennai, Tamil Nadu, I'll go for normal levy. ऐसे नहीं होता ना? If one of the business vertical becomes ineligible put to pay tax under composition, all other. One state, if your turnover exceeds 150 lakhs and you are coming out of composition, you are coming out of composition in all the other states. Even in Maharashtra, if your turnover is 20 lakhs, you have to take registration, pay the taxes. You know, this is in case of brands also. For example, we are taking franchise of, say, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, then my turnover is not going to cross 150 lakhs. I'm opening a Pizza Hut or Domino's or kuch bhi, koi bhi, huh? In a mall. So say my turnover is just 30 lakhs. But because I'm part of this whole group, you know, franchise wala concept, I'll have to take the registration day one. Provisions of Rule 9 and 10 relating to verification and grant of registration and all will apply same to composition. Voluntary registration. Even if I'm not liable for registration under 22, no dominating compulsory registration 24, still can I take voluntary registration? Yes. But once you take voluntary registration, you have to do output minus input and pay tax. Listen, you've taken voluntary registration, then after 2-3 months, अरे बड़ा tiring है. I'll just on my turnover pay composition. मेरे को नहीं करना. In between the year, you cannot shift from normal to composition to normal unless your turnover changes. समझ में आ रहा है? Once you go for voluntary registration, then this will apply. Benefits are same. You will be having that, you'll be a part of that chain and all. Person having more than one registration, each ये सब अब MCQ में पूछते हैं, ये भी. Each such registration to be treated as distinct person, head office and branch. ABC Limited is having same PAN, but ABC Limited is having one office in Hyderabad, one in Mumbai, one in Chennai, right? Then they are having state-wise 3 registrations with the same PAN. Then mutually they are treated as what? Distinct person. मैम क्या फर्क पड़ता है? डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन है तो स्टॉक ट्रांसफर, आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू राइट, स्टॉक ट्रांसफर इज ट्रीटेड एज डीम्ड सप्लाई. हु सेड सो बेटा? शेड्यूल 1. You remember Schedule 1 says 4 items: stock transfer, principal agent, permanent disposal, to be treated as deemed supply between distinct persons. Premises in separate state, where a person has obtained or is required to obtain registration in a state and as an establishment in another state, then both these will be treated as distinct person. Same. PAN mandatory for obtaining the registration. TAN only in few cases where you are deducting the TDS and all, not otherwise. NRTP registration can be granted on the basis. See, everywhere we are saying give PAN. When non-resident person is coming to India, we say PAN do, PAN ko Aadhaar se link karo. He is not having anything. But like we are registered in India, he must be registered in some country. He must be having his company's identification number. या कुछ तो होगा वो country का. So he can give that. And if he is an individual, he can give his passport. And based on that, he will be granted a temporary registration under NRTP. So NRTP can be granted registration on other documents. यहाँ पे लिख दो बेटा. PAN not मैंडेटरी. पैन की कोई जरूरत नहीं. नॉट रिक्वायर्ड पैन. Okay. Failure to obtain registration, mandatory registration. Oh, there was a survey, a raid at your place, and now you're liable to pay the tax. You're saying, okay, ma'am, I'm liable to pay the tax, but I'm not having GST registration. So low. Emergency में. Okay, ma'am, कल की क्लास की बात. Okay, I am liable to pay this tax on my evaded turnover and all. Can I take input tax credit? No, please. Yesterday I did say. So link up that and this. Where pursuant to any survey, inquiry, search, or under any proceeding under this act, a person is liable to be registered and acts to obtain, but he fails to obtain registration. The proper officer may, without prejudice to any action which may be taken under this act or under any other law for timely in force, proceed to register such person in such manner as may be prescribed. Temporary registration is issued. Are you all with me? See, you are liable to register and you have to pay the tax. If you are not having the registration, lay low registration. Chat box is very active considering the Zoom students, but those who are attending live in YouTube, if you can comment. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for all the likes. Today's class, there is not something to learn. Okay, these are the 5 cases and these are ऐसे bit नहीं है. These are like common sense. ये देखो पढ़ते जा रहे हैं. Voluntary registration, yes. Branches will be treated as distinct person. PAN mandatory except for NRTP. If you fail to obtain registration, obtain it now. UIN se related also, once they have asked all this in question. Unique identification number to be granted to specialized agencies of UNA, consulate, embassy of foreign country. Actually, are they liable to pay, UNO embassies, foreign country people, are they liable to pay tax in India, GST mein? These are not NRTPs. Otherwise, answer is no. But if they have imported or they have taken some goods and services in India, they have paid GST. And who are they? UNOs. So to get refund also, should they get registration? Yes. But they don't have PAN and all. So they will get registration in the form of unique identification number. Sincerely, 2 marks question was asked that UIN will be issued to whom? Notwithstanding anything contained in 25.1, a specialized agencies of United Nations organization or multilateral financial institutions or consulate or foreign embassies or any other purpose, they shall be granted unique identification number, including refund of and for such purpose. including refund of tax on notified supply of goods or services received by them. Foreign embassies, when they have come to India, they have paid GST on goods and services. अब वो तो कहाँ set off करेंगे? They are not output, input and minus and all. So they'll get a refund. But for giving refund also, they should have some registration. So what's that registration? UIN. UIN is needed for claiming refund of taxes on notified supplies of goods received by them. This can be asked in MCQ. Ma'am, why do UIN need the registration and all embassies and all? Because they don't charge GST, but they themselves have paid GST. So to get a refund, yes, they need. Registration certificate or UIN to be granted or rejected after due verification. Registration or unique shall be granted or rejected after due within 3 working days. And certificate is to be issued in proper form. You know, every shop should have the name in the state language and GST. And next time you go out of your house, see the boards, the hoarding colored neon sign wala board. Okay, if it is Chandan stores, नीचे लिखा होगा GSTN number, mandatory है. Certificate also they have to laminate and put it. They can't say, oh, I'm doing business in A area, but I have my house in B area. In my cupboard, in locker at my home, we have the GST certificate. No, no. Huh? RC or UIN not granted within prescribed period. Registration or UIN shall be deemed to have been granted if no deficiency is communicated. You know, when we file for registration within 7 working days, they'll take one action. ये आगे भी आएगा within 30 days. So if no response is given by the department after submitting application within 7 days, कि have you any discrepancies? आपको कोई question है तो आप पूछो, I will answer because I want registration. So within 7 days they didn't say anything, then I am deemed to be registered. Following, just know all this, it's very simple. Charlie has 2 manufacturing units located in Hyderabad. One unit located in Hyderabad is engaged in manufacturing sugar, another in Karimnagar, Jaggery. Can separate registration be granted for 2 units in the same state? Answer is yes, because they are different business vertical. Hyderabad he is manufacturing sugar. There he is manufacturing क्या था? Jaggery. दोनों एक ही है मैम, एक नहीं है ना, बहुत फर्क है शुगर और जैगरी में. So a person having multiple business verticals in a state may be granted separate registration for each business vertical. Already I told you this earlier. Subject to such conditions as may be prescribed. In this case. Okay? Right. So nice question. Now last part with some examples. Procedure for making application. Declaration of PAN, mobile number, email ID. This is the first aspect of registration. When you want to get yourself registered, give your PAN number, give your mobile number and email. Okay? Who will not give NRTP? क्योंकि है ही नहीं. Section 51 TDS, TCS or online. So these people are not having. So PAN, mobile number, email address, state or union territory in part A of the form, they have to fill up. Now here 1 or 2 extra questions are asked in between, but एक मिनट ये example तो मैं आपको समझाऊंगी. ये देखो, PAN shall be validated online by common portal from the database maintained by CBDT. When I give my PAN number 10-digit alphanumeric number with Dipti Chheda, can they verify with the CBDT list कि yeah, this PAN is not fake? Yes. Mobile number, how do they verify? OTP. See how when we make online payments, OTP comes. Email address can be verified again through OTP in mail. So once you have submitted 3 things, PAN, mobile number and email ID, then immediately you will get TRN, temporary reference number. Okay? And using the reference number generated, they can submit application part B. Part A was these 3, PAN, email ID and mobile number. Once this is done, Part B will be uploaded. All this is done on portal. No officer, no link, no help. Along with documents submitted. See, if it is you are applying for a partnership form, to deed dena hai, company and to directors list, address of the place. And earlier, long back, when GST's old part, that is excise and VAT was there, the officer used to come for physical verification. Oh, this is the unit you want to get yourself registered in GST. Maybe manufacturer, maybe trader, maybe supplier, kuch bhi. तो फिजिकल वेरिफिकेशन होता था बट नाउ बिकॉज आधार इज लिंक नो सो आधार में तो एवरीथिंग कम्स सो जनरली फिजिकल वेरिफिकेशन इज नॉट देयर ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन एक्नॉलेजमेंट शैल बी इशूड इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली या a person applying for registration as a CTP shall be given a TRN by common portal for making advance deposit of tax. 100 times if you want, I will say score full out of 4 marks, CTP, NRTP. The day you are liable for registration, 5 days before that, you have to give the application. Your registration is valid only for 90 days. You can extend it for another 90 days. And you have to pay the tax in advance. So clear hai ye pura procedure. Now in between, one thing which they can ask in exam as question and answer. Suppose in a state, I'm doing same business, not different verticals, but one of my unit is located in the heart of Hyderabad city. Another is located in the outskirts of Hyderabad city, SEZ. Like we have financial district, Nanak Ramguda. These are the SEZs in the outskirts of Hyderabad. So I have one unit in SEZ, one unit in the heart of Hyderabad city, but both are in the same city. Forget about the state. And the business is also same. Do I need separate registration? Yes, because SEZ is covered under zero rated sales, nil rated sales. ITC मिलता है SEZ पे? Yes. A person having unit in SEZ shall take separate registration as business vertical distinct from other unit outside SEZ. There may be cases where two units of taxes are located in same state, one in SEZ. So separate registration you have to obtain. Info Industries is engaged in software development activities in high-tech city. It has two manufacturing unit, one in SEZ, another. So under registration, one registration per state is required. State-wise GST registration is there. I don't know if today's class I have made you help learn some of the dialogues. Click and done. That easy it is. However, since in this case, one of the two units of Info Industries is located in SEZ, it will take separate registration. See, it's not separate business vertical, but as business vertical, it will take separate registration. Every person being input service distributor shall make a separate registration as such input service distributor. What is input service distributor? आपके earlier chapter में भी दिया है. पहले के chapter में भी you can check in the definition. Easy. So now first part you have done it on your own. PAN हो गया, आपका mobile number हो गया, email. Second part you have uploaded the details, form number and all I have given for the syllabus part, but जरूरत नहीं है. Okay. Now if the application is found in order, approval to grant the registration within 3 working days. This can be asked in MCQ. Application shall be forwarded to proper officer. Who is proper officer? Commissioner level. Who shall examine the application and accompanying documents, and if they are found from the date of submission. In case where application fails to undergo or does not opt for Aadhaar, okay. Then registration is granted within 30 days after verification. See, if Aadhaar authentication is done within 3 working days, you will get the registration. If Aadhaar authentication is not done, either Aadhaar is not there, if you have applied then they will come and verify physically, and then 30 days time. If any deficiency is found, then they will intimate within 7 days. E-notice, where application is found to be deficient and all the proper officers require any explanation, within a period of 3 days, he will give you. And then application shall furnish such clarification within 7 days you have to answer. Grant of registration within 7 days. And even if they reject, they can reject within 7 days, but they will give opportunity of being heard. Okay? Right. Deemed approval. If proper officer fails to take action. Shall I give you something? Like ये जो procedure है ना, इसको R for read कर दो. बस एक बार देख लेना. If everything is tick tack tack, within 3 days you will get the RC. If authentication या somewhere there's a problem, within 30 days. Okay? Right. If they have a query, within 3 days either they should give RC or they should ask you. We want more detail. Okay. Once I get ki additional information is required, there's a deficiency, within 7 days I'll revert back, and then again I'll get the registration done. Okay? Right. What do you mean by deemed approval? If proper officer fails to take any action within 30 days from date of submission of application, in case where registration is granted after physical verification, I told you, Aadhaar authentication nahi ho pa raha hai, and they want to physically verify, so within 30 days they didn't come, or within 7 working days from date of submission of application, or 7 working days from the clarification. मुझे clarification दे के भी 7 दिन हो गए, and the department is silent, means ये I am a registered person. बात खत्म. Deemed registration. I want to repeat. If your Aadhaar authentication is there, then physical verification is not required. उसमें सब हो जाता है, your thumb impression, your photo, everything. And individual है तो retina ये वो सब हो जाता है. So within Aadhaar authentication is not done and no response from the department within 30 days also, deemed registration. Or otherwise within 7 working days, deemed registration. Or they had query, you have replied in 7 days. Okay, so you have replied in 7 days. Then it is treated as deemed registration. Clear? Aadhaar authentication is mandatory for the existing registration also, for the new registration also, for input service distributor, for SEZ, सबके लिए mandatory है. Right. Now this is the procedural part. I think we can skip. एक बार आप घर में पढ़ लेना. While making application, they have an option if you want to go for Aadhaar. If opts for Aadhaar, GST sends authentication link, Aadhaar ka, mobile number, email and all. On clicking the link, an Aadhaar authentication window will open. Once that is done, again your registration work will be done in 7 days. For existing, yeah, this I said they can ask in exam. Pakka पूछेंगे. Ma'am, we could not do the Aadhaar authentication because Aadhaar was not there. Then go and apply for Aadhaar. Because it is mandatory and abhi to ye chal raha hai. Only in Gujarat state they have started. GST department is going to do that biometric Aadhaar authentication. Your retina, your print, sab dekh lenge wo. If Aadhaar is not assigned in case of already registered person, Rule 10 we will apply, which is introduced from this financial year. It says that such person shall furnish Aadhaar enrollment ID slip. Sir, we don't have Aadhaar registration, but we have applied for Aadhaar. And one of the following: bank passbook with photo, voter ID, passport, Xerox. This is for your photo proof. This is for your address proof. We are in which topic? Registration. तो बेसिक कि कहीं कुछ भी रजिस्टर कराओ, your photo identification and your address identification should be done. तो address के लिए Aadhaar. If not, apply for Aadhaar. And for photo, bank passbook, they put photo and rubber stamp of the bank, or voter ID. or passport or driving license. Once the Aadhaar number is allotted, he shall undergo authentication within a period of 30 days of the allotment of Aadhaar. This is latest added rule 10B. Person who are exempt for Aadhaar authentication. Department of State Government, Central Government, Local Authority, Statutory Body, PSUs, person applying for unit. You know, embassies and all, they don't have PAN and Aadhaar. So they will get the temporary registration by way of identification number. Bank details. The taxpayer has option to give bank details after obtaining registration within 45 days. Of grant of registration or due date of furnishing return, whichever is earlier. However, this relaxation not applicable for those who have granted registration as TDS, TCS, or who applied for registration voluntarily. They are mandatorily required to give. See, bank details देना बहुत जरूरी है. 15-digit account number, IFSC code and all, so that your refund and your payment goes in a streamlined way. Okay. Last part now. Physical verification if it is necessary. Required due to not opting for Aadhaar authentication or failure of Aadhaar, he may apply for verification done, and verification report along with other document including photograph shall be uploaded on the common portal within 15 working days from the date of verification. Procedure for issuance of certificate. Where application of grant of registration has been approved, a certificate registration showing principal place, additional place. I am telling you, additional place में खास लिखो आपके गोडाउन डेपो. मैम मेरे घर में जगह नहीं थी, नेबर में एक फ्लैट खाली है, वहां पे मेरा माल रख लिया. They can seize. GST rules are very strict. You need to add that another place of business. You can't say, ma'am, thoda month end tha. This is a practical problem my business firm is also facing. Month end tha, and we, we have booked bulk order. We don't have space. My friend, no, neighbor, his flat is khali. Can I keep my stock over there? Is it another place of business? So, theek hai. Your GSTN number is 15 digits. 2 character are state code. 10 character are PAN. Next 2 characters are identity code. And last one is checksum master. I think this is reverse, no? Checksum master pehle. मतलब 15 digit है आपका. I'll also check once. I hope I'm giving it very differently today. वही मुझे करना था. I don't want to read word to word and I don't want you to read. अभी last 2-3 pages, whatever is important, like I said, this is important. कर लो यहाँ पे. Okay? Right. Manner of display of the registration certificate. Every registered person shall display his certificate in the prominent place of business. I told you ना. आप literally जाओ, कोई retail, कोई wholesale, any departmental store, behind the counter they'll be having laminated certificate and their GSTN number will be displayed on the board. Basic questions they will ask you, that how GSTN number is 15 digit. The 2 character of the state code, which because registration is state wise ना बेटा, तो 28 states, 3 union territory, अपना अपना state code होगा. 10 character of the PAN, 2 character of the entity code and 1 checksum character. This, can you please read and come and start the class from this tomorrow, and then I'll take the procedural aspect. 3 things are left now. Procedure for amendment, procedure for cancellation, procedure for revocation or suspension of cancellation. Okay, once we have cancelled within 30 days, we will do. Then 20 days may I change my mind. Sorry, ma'am, I want to revoke cancellation. I want to continue as a register. Are the options available? Yes. It's not ki the remaining part is not important. Tomorrow, I will teach the remaining part in only 40 minutes. But of course, revision is there. First 10 minutes, and I hope you all are, mostly all of you are joining on time to take that benefit. Thank you for that. What I was saying is, let us do tomorrow applying all these concepts, what are the level of questions asked? Homework is more than 7 to 8 examples and more than 6 problems we have already solved. Can you revise it? Your mind may change. Ma'am, why did you write yes registration required when the turnover is only 35 lakhs or 40 lakhs ka limit hai? But it was interstate, no? That Punjab wala, West Bengal wala case. Okay? So like this, check all the answers that you have written the answer, because Deepti ma'am said, is your mind agreeing to that? That's the way to prepare. I am telling you, registration, tax invoice, e-way bill, documents, returns, these chota chota topics, learn it with Deepti ma'am. Finish kar do isko. And for second revision, keep up the topics, ITC, time of supply, वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई, ये सब फिर से करना पड़ेगा एक बार. ओके, राइट. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द कमेंट इन द लाइव क्लास, ऑल्सो इन यूट्यूब and in Zoom. Any of you is having doubts anywhere? No? Then that's all for today. We are closing the class with lot of motivation and commitment and saying our everyday prayer. I take 100% responsibility for all my actions, behaviors, thinkings, emotions, everything. I take responsibility. The moment you stop the blaming game, then you are having an awesome, amazing, genuine wala confidence, and nothing can stop you from getting your result. Okay, so be determined, be confident, and see your end goals very clear. No 1% doubt should be there. Any help for your studies, for planning is required. Message me on concept classes number. I think many times I've shared that. 9290065156. Okay. Bye bye, all of you. See you all tomorrow evening for another class for registration. Bye.